Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going back into 7.3.4. This is my fifth path, and on this path, it's got some interesting nodes to pair up. It's got the paradox buffs. So if you gain a buff, you get a paradox charge, and then you get extra power when you have 3 or more. With the Entropic generator, quantum invasion that will make the defender fully unblockable while you have less than 3 paradox charges. So you really need to gain some buffs. Getting a parry, or not a parry, getting a dex and then removing that will get you 2. You just got to be really careful with that because you can get up to 9 pretty quick. And then it has special delivery, so you do need to be throwing specials every 15 hits at a minimum. And then it's got parry vulnerability. So if you parry them, you will get a buff, which is a fury, which will give you a paradox charge. And while they're under the stun, you do extra damage as well. So Doom works really well for this Venom. And the one thing and the one way that you control your paradox charges is by ending your combos in a light attack. And so, with Doom, he works pretty well. You can do combos that end in a light to remove those charges to kind of keep him in check. I'm gonna nuke this Venom down with a couple specials. Lots of damage on the L2 incinerates. He's got easy access to throwing specials. Look at that heavy. It was 26,000 on the heavy. I end up throwing that into the block. Wasn't necessarily intentional, but it worked out. We pretty much end with full health. So as long as you get in there and you get a couple buffs, and then you get rid of the unblockable, and you kind of just manage your combos and your specials, you're pretty much good to go. So next up, we're going to go in with on this Daredevil's Hell Kitchen with Apocalypse. One reason why I brought Apocalypse here was simply because Daredevil cannot shrug off debuffs from Apocalypse. So like your stuns, your armor breaks, stuff like that. Granted, Apocalypse doesn't have armor breaks, but non-damaging debuffs, Daredevil, he'll shrug those off really quick. And so I want to be able to get my stuns in and not have him shrug them off. So we're bringing in Apocalypse, and we just got to get a few dexes off at the beginning, and then once we get those 3 charges, we're pretty much set. I did bring in Cable on the team. I don't use him, but I did bring him so that Apocalypse could start out with the 4 charges. Going to increase his damage on his specials, and we're going to be throwing a lot of specials simply because special delivery. You got to throw specials, and Apocalypse does really well for this one, and I think I use him for two of the other fights. Yeah, we're just going to stick a lot of those debuffs. I think we're going to try to refresh. Do we refresh there? No, we don't. Yeah, just got to be careful with the paradox charges. The paradox pass generally weren't my favorite, just because I feel like it forced you into a specific play style, I would say. Because if you got too many of those charges, you just take big damage. So there we're able to get off a special 1 after we had gotten off that special 2 with all those debuffs. Probably should have knocked him down to refresh all those, but we're still going. We do want to make sure that we keep throwing specials and not take the special delivery damage along with paradox damage, and making sure that we keep up our debuffs. And we pretty much end with full health, just under a full yellow bar. But Apocalypse does the job really well for that fight. Now this was the fight that I was concerned with. So normally I take Aarkus with Doom, but because of the special delivery, because of the paradox charges, I was a little bit concerned with how this fight was going to go, and it didn't go well. I eat a combo. He's fully unblockable at the beginning. We're almost to 3 charges there. Now we have 3 paradox charges, and I'm not really certain what mode I should have stayed in. I don't know. I don't know if that would have made a big difference or not, but I'm trying to get it to where I can keep those power gains off of Aarkus, but I don't have any Claire charges left. You know, you have to throw specials. You kind of have to stay away from him as well to not take that damage. There we throw a special too, but look, I'm at 8 paradox charges, so if I dex here, I'm going to get to 9 and I'm going to take big damage. So I do in a combo ending in the light, and I remove a charge. But, you know, we're pretty far into this fight. I mean, fight-wise. But he's only at 80%, you know, 75%. So we've only done a quarter of his damage, and we've done, you know, 50 hits. So that means I gotta do, you know, this is gonna be like a 200 hit fight. Yeah, it's not gonna go well. I think I end up, yeah, well, right there. I think I end up dying from an L2, and there it was. So that was not good. We're gonna go back in with Doom, and I don't do too well with Doom either. You know, I do come in with paradox charges, which is really nice, because he's not unblockable to start, and I just miss trying to get an intercept, and I get whacked there. Do have to do a lot of combos ending with light attacks, and there I totally spaced the special delivery. We get to 15 plus hits. We get degened. I am going to throw off the special 3. That's going to give me another Fury, which is another paradox charge buff, and then I get I get a whole bunch of buffs from him stolen from the Hazarath, and you can just see like the damage that you take when you get to 9 is just no good. Like, it pretty much nuked him all the way down. So really have to keep that in mind. So between stealing his power gains and getting all those buffs, and look, I'm a Hazarath again, getting a lot of power gain, but I barely snuck it out there. I thought I was gonna get, you know, detonated again, but I'm at 8 charges. So if I start the next fight with a parry, I'm dead because I get a Fury. And if I dex before I can unload those charges, I'm also dead. So not not a good situation to be in, but we did get through the Aarkus barely. No items used yet, but I think I end up reviving Doom on the next round, the next fight that I use him in. We got Black Widow Deadly Origin for this one. We're going in with Apocalypse. And this is a pretty simple, straightforward fight. Again, just make sure you keep track of the special delivery. And we get off a special 2 because we're getting the extra power gain with the paradox charges. And here we're going to wait out the evade. Now I could try to get some evade failed charges and all that kind of stuff, but she'll shock me and it'll be pretty bad. So I'm just gonna wait out those. We throw off a special 1. Now we got all 4 of the debuffs on, which is really nice. We can hit into her block, stun her. She's gonna push her to her special 2, which is most ideal. And then we throw 1 more special. She's dead. So Apocalypse doing really great on these skill champs, making quick work. I'm glad I did bring Cable to make him start with 4 charges. And so here's where I kind of went wrong. I'm going in with Doom, and I didn't realize the interaction with the paradox charges and like how many I had. I do start with a light intercept, which is great. So I can get rid of one. I'm down to 7. I'm going to go down another light combo, get down to 6. I'm like, okay, this is going pretty good. And I throw a special, but I steal his power gain buff. And I throw another special, get some incinerates going. And I can gain a lot of power, but I do have Hazarath up, so I can steal that power gain. So I gotta be really careful about that. I'm trying not to parry as well. Trying to end those combos with lights. We throw off an L2. And now we're down to 5, but now I end up pushing him to special 3, and I'm dead. So I tried to get in the damage I could, and I was trying to not steal. I was trying not to keep Hazarath up so I wouldn't steal his power gains and have to deal with the extra charges. But I was trying to get what I could. I was thinking maybe I could squeeze this out with Doom with 4% health. Nope. So we go in and revive. I think I clear him on this one. Throw in some health pots to heal him up. Could I have used some other champs? Yeah, maybe. Should I have been using some heavies? Because I did bring a Nihilus on the team to get the guaranteed crits when I have a stagger up. And so there's a stagger. So the next heavy that I'm going to throw is going to be a guaranteed crit, which is going to be nice. But I think I kind of shied away from doing those simply because you really need to end combos with light attacks to manage your paradox charges. Make sure you don't get too many. Now here I throw a special 3, I get a fury, I'm at 8 charges. I gotta end a combo with a light, I get it. But now I steal his power gain and I do a parry. That gets me to 9 paradox charges and I die again. Yeah. I think I go one more time. But now when I come into this fight, I'm at 0, which means Hyperion's gonna be fully unblockable. I'm not gonna have any power gain that's associated with the paradox buff entropic generator nodes. So I revive Doom again, and yeah, so there I get a dex, I get an intercept. And if we get another buff, there we go, we steal the power gain. Now we're at 4, now we're at 5. Like the buffs that that Doom steals, yeah, it's not good times. I don't know. Would I do this again with Doom? I don't know. Here, do I die again? I think I do. Almost. I think I end up just finishing him off here. I got 1 charge, spamming the specials, getting the power gains. But yeah, Doom's really just hard to manage on these nodes, and I don't know, maybe there's a better rotation, but definitely there's no standard Doom rotation. And yeah, got to use a lot of combos ending in light attacks. Got to spam the specials. It's a lot to keep track of for this one. Kind of annoying, but I end up using 2 revives. Not the worst thing, but yeah, this finishes him off right there. So there we go. We get through the Hyperion. Who would I use instead? I don't know. I'm not really sure who I would use instead. For the combo of both Aarkus and Hyperion, not really sure. But here we got Apocalypse going back in. We have 5 paradox charges, so we're going to get quite a bit of power gain. We're going to try to use light ending combos to keep those in check. Gotta throw a lot of specials, and we're going to hit into the block to get those stuns and get some extra damage because it's got that parry vulnerability and it's got the extra damage while under the stun. And yeah, here we hit him again, and I tried to do one extra hit to land the heavy well under the stun, and I miss it, and I'm bleeding away, but I become bleed immune, which is nice. It's a great ability in Apocalypse's kit to become immune to bleed, incinerate, or disorient after 8 seconds. So I won't have to worry about any more bleeds. We parry, refresh the concussion and the degen from the special 2, and now we're going to hit into the block, get our opening, and get to our special 1. Now we got all 4 of the debuffs on, and I think we're going to refresh them. Boom. We do need to get this guy down and take off his LMD for sure, and this will do it. And we kill him, kill off his LMD, and are still able to reapply the concussion and the degen from his L2, which was really nice. Kind of got a double whammy there. Now we're at 8 charges. Got to finish with a light, bring it down, go for. Should have gone. He's not, or he's stunning me now, so I can't just hit into the block. We go for a big special 1. We get all 4 on there. Bait, block that heavy, go for a light ending combo again, taking a bunch of block hits. You got to be really careful with parrying him and getting the furies and getting too many paradox charges, because you're also going to be dexing 6 charges. So when I hit him, this precision from the dex is going to fall off. I'm going to be at 7, and I just go for it, and it was enough. Thank heavens, otherwise that L3 would have killed me. So Apocalypse, really good for the 3 skill fights. Doom was really good for the Venom fight. The others, I don't know, maybe if you had Tigra and could play Tiger well. I don't know, maybe Symbiote Supreme, Sorcerer Supreme could do okay. Claire didn't do as well as I had hoped on the Aarkus, but yeah, so this one, we're going to go down the middle to Symbiote Supreme, and we're going to swap out Cable, I believe, for Human Torch. And we're just going to apply the pre-fight Torch and just nuke down the Symbiote Supreme. He's got some nodes on him that make him a little bit tricky, but Torch, pre-fight, it's a rank 3. I'm unboosted. I don't boost. I generally don't boost for the these acts 7 point whatever pass. So just keep that in mind. So if you have a lesser ranked Torch, certainly can work. No, so we don't swap out we swap out Doom. So it's got Ebb and Flow knockdown, need a knockdown. It's got Steady Perseverance. So you're going to, or he's going to throw his specials and then become stun immune. And it's got Feats of Power. So every time he gets to like 1 bar, 2 bar, he gets like a Fury and a Cruelty and buffs that basically make him hit harder. And then he's got like a Power Gain or like a Petrify immunity where you can't reverse his power. So he's gonna be getting power, not extra power, but I'm just gonna, power gain rate immune, so you can't like petrify him. So we're going to go in with Torch, pre-fight, and we're just gonna go to town. Now you do need to be able to dex this dude's special 2, which I can do just fine. I'm gonna do a heavy knockdown whenever I can. To make sure that I get that passive fury up and I can do basically real damage, because once that knockdown falls off and the protection comes back up, damage is not good. You can heavy spam in the corner for a bit, as long as he's under a bar of power, which is really nice. But again, once he throws a special, he's going to be stun immune. So if you can try to get those heavy parries, stuns, and the heavy knockdowns before he throws a special, then you can get full damage off all the way through. And we're going to bait block his heavy, and you can retaliate with the heavy, and then we're just going to heavy spam which is nice because he's still stun immune right now. We're going to dex that L2 like a boss. We're going to go in with our special 2. He's still stun immune, so we don't get the stun off of this one. Almost there. We get another heavy counter to his. We're just going to heavy spam him. And unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention to him switching his modes. He gained some power, countered and hit me. That's right, I didn't get bled, which is nice, because if I would have gotten bled, I would have been hurting pretty good. And he's gone. So that's it. Torch nukes him down. Couple revives on the Cosmics on the path. Apoc tore it up the rest of the way. Hopefully this helped give you some ideas. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.